Values and Ethics in Coaching by Christiana Ioanna, and Rachel Hawley. Statement of intent. Throughout reading this book, we were able to create an understanding around the world of coaching and the ethics that are involved. The book is broken down within 3 parts. Part 1, we explored the theory and research underpinning ethical coaching practice and examined our own personal and professional values. Part 2, we dove into the key ethical considerations in the coaching relationship, including contracting, confidentiality, and understanding boundaries. It explores each issue in depth and offers implications and suggestions for practice. Part 3, examined individual professional contexts, including coaching in business, sports, and healthcare, with real-life examples and reflections from practicing coaches. Summary overview. Part 1, the nature of values and ethics. Chapter 1, what are values and ethics? Within this chapter, we looked at the meaning of values and ethics and how they are intertwined. No coach is obliged to comply with any specific codes of ethics. Conscious reflection on ethical issues within practice will develop the coach's ethical maturity. Chapter 2, understanding personal and professional values. Professional and personal values are looked into within this chapter and can enhance ethical maturity by opening up new opportunities for supporting clients. Values and attitudes sit hand in hand with one another. The chart shows the virtuous cycle of ethical maturity. Part 2, ethical practice. Chapter 3, developing the coaching relationship. Within this chapter, we discuss the importance of trust, honesty between the coach and the coachee. The 3+1 C's model, which consists of closeness, commitment, complementary, and co-orientation. Chapter 4, maintaining an ethical coaching practice. We looked at some of the challenges that the discipline of coaching is faced with today. A strong coach, in my view, is one who knows what he or she doesn't know and has a strong enough ego to admit it. Maintain quite oppositely. Chapter 5, developing an evidence coaching practice. Being able to engage with coaching research helps promote an evidence-based and ethical coaching practice. Chapter 6, practicing reflexively. Within this chapter, we explore the concepts of reflection and reflexivity even further and how it can help us enhance our ethical stance and our role as coaches. Chapter 7, coaching across professional boundaries and contexts. Ethical coaching involves being able to step back and see the whole picture of the coaching context. Part 3, ethical issues in coaching context. Chapter 8, ethical issues in business coaching. Within this chapter, it discusses the meaning and essence of business coaching and the ethical issues that coaches face, such as contracting, confidentiality, the manager as coach approach, boundary management, and self-management. Chapter 9, ethical issues in coach education and training. In this chapter, discuss ethical issues of knowledge and power, as well as the boundaries of confidentiality for learning purposes. Chapter 10, ethical issues in sports coaching. This chapter discusses the ethical issues relating to the role coaches adopt in the sphere of sports, from recreational to professional competitive sports. Chapter 11, ethical issues for coaching and healthcare. The final chapter of the book seeks to stimulate thought around the nuances of ethics for coaching in a health context. Author's bio. Christiana Ioanna, licensed psychologist and drama therapist, holds an MSc in sport exercise psychology and an MSc in developmental psychology. Completed a 4-year postgraduate professional training course in drama therapy and even further postgraduate training in group analytic psychotherapy. Currently a doctoral researcher at the Department of Psychology at Lancaster University. Dr. Ioanna, senior lecturer in human resource management and coaching and mentoring at Oxford Brookes University. She is part of the team that makes up the International Center for Coaching and Mentoring Studies. Holds an MA, PhD, a certificate, and a diploma in coaching from the University of Warwick. Rachel Hawley. She is a coach, researcher, consultant, and lecturer with teaching experience in the fields of healthcare leadership and management. Holds an MSc in coaching and mentoring from Sheffield Hallam University, and currently she is undertaking her doctorate in professional studies at Sheffield on leadership for engagement. Main message. Coaching and mentoring are intertwined between one another rather than two different concepts. Incorporates ethical thinking into the world of coaching. 3 contexts involved in coaching, which are coaches, clients, and organizations. Create a conversation on how to avoid ethical issues that coaches face within the world of coaching. Key points. The 3+1 C's model, which consists of closeness, commitment, complementary, and co-orientation. Coaches and coachees have made it clear that trust and honesty are very important throughout the coaching relationship. This creates a very good working alliance. The second key point is that coaches don't have to comply with the code of ethics that they are given. Coaches obviously have a set of standards they can conduct, but they are subject to change with what the coach deems will be most efficient ethically. The last key point is business coaching and what ethical issues coaches face. The ethical issues that occur throughout business coaching revolve around competitive advantage, which means that they want to strengthen the strategies that the organization has to have a greater profit. Business coaching helps the coachees to take ownership of what they learned and develop throughout the organization. Correlation to course. Chapter 4 talks about managing ethical risks through mandated and voluntary programs, which correlates to a few of the chapters in the book. Voluntary practices are definitely focused on throughout the book, with a lot of talk about beliefs, values, and obligations throughout the organization. Also in Chapter 4, they talk about health standards like OSHA. The UK has NHS. In the book, it talks about how healthcare workers are coached one-on-one and in groups. This mainly helps with coaching patients and making sure that they gain knowledge, skills, and confidence throughout the care they are receiving. In Chapter 8, they talk about the risks that can occur throughout the ethical problems that occur. The risks should be prioritized by how they will affect the organization. Recent status and updates. Since this book came out, the authors have other publications. Christiana Ioanna has only written this book, Values and Ethics in Coaching, with the other 2 authors. She also has a few chapters in some books and encyclopedias. Ioanna has co-written the Spy Chief's books, volumes 1 and 2, throughout 2018. Rachel Hawley has had writings in the New Republic, The Outline, Smithsonian, and the Chicago Reader throughout 2019. Statement of learning. By reading this book, we have learned how coaching is so much broader than just someone leading a team. Ethics has a lot to do with coaching and mentoring and how it is successful, learning about real-life cases that coaches have faced, really put into perspective how many issues arise throughout coaching from the organization to the coaches and the coachees.
ICF is all about their purpose, to lead the global advancement of the coaching profession. Their vision, that every ICF member represents the highest quality of professional coaching. Their commitment is to reliability, openness, acceptance, and congruence. And their values are integrity, excellence, collaboration, and respect. Members of the ICF pledge to honor ethical and legal obligations to clients, sponsors, colleagues, and to the public. Commitment to the ICF Code of Ethics can be measured by displaying ethical behavior as a foundation of the coaching profession, continued learning in the field of coaching as required, searching for continued self-awareness, self-monitoring, and self-improvement, acting and being an ethical individual in all professional interactions, full accountability for the responsibility undertaken as an ICF member and coach, complete engagement with and commitment to the coaching profession, setting an example both to the profession overall and to the community. Coaching as a way of life. Upholding the highest standards in a manner that reflects positively on the coaching profession, being fully present in each and every interaction in which we engage, recognizing and abiding by the applicable laws and regulations of each country, municipality, and local governing body, providing a safe space for trainers, service providers, coaches, and coaches in training to learn, excel, and strive to become professional coaches of the highest caliber, and embracing diversity and inclusion, and valuing the richness of our global stakeholders.